So what we need to do is obviously cut the main walls out. Again, cut along here, cut down here. Pretty simple. Everything else looks pretty loose, so we'll just very carefully line our ruler up. Watch our fingers aren't in the way. And again, several small, keeping the blade on a low angle. And that just pop out there now. Cut, 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 cut. Right, got to do this end too. Then it's just easing and teasing the edges apart until it comes out. Again, pop that back in our box. Take these windows out, just in case they're just popping out. Very gentle. Looking for hang-ups. This one there. Seeing if we've got any little fluffy bits to trim off. Okay. Now, obviously these fold up. And if I zoom in, you can see on that corner there what I was talking about. You've got the grey card. In this case it's a grey building, so it's not so bad. You've got the grey card, but the black lines stop over that fold. It makes it just a little bit more obvious that it's a card model and not constructed out of individual blocks. So what we're going to do is we're going to do two things. We'll run the texture down there to make that a little darker, and then we'll bring those lines across. If you surprise these back too far, then what sometimes you can do is start to peel the printer card away from its backing. So you don't really want to do that. And then I'm just going to run that down the edge. The risk of stuffing it up, I'll do it where you can see it. So I just put the texture in the groove and literally just run it down the centre. Do that for, let's see if I can do it getting closer so you can see the difference it makes. Okay, so I've got light grey there. What I'm doing is just colouring it in like that. So again, something that's red, use the red texture. But that's all we're doing here. The next step is getting our, you're going to be able to see this, yep. Getting our little fine point and just carrying that line across. So that way when it's opened, it looks like those blocks go right through. You can see the difference between that one and that one where you can see the gap. Then the other place to do it is on these edges too. So again, hard to do backhanded so you can see it. It's just a case of if you bring those around onto that edge, and if that edge wasn't grey, then I'd be running the texture over that too. Just bring it round to the edge, it'll just finish that off that a little bit more. So same with the windowsills, just bring those mortar lines to the inside. Okay. Okay, so that's all our brickwork works good in there, and hopefully you can appreciate how that's going to look. It's only a little model, this one. What I'm going to do now is just to uniform the edges of the doorways, working from the back side of the model. I've got less chance of running over the printing and stuffing it up. Just puts a little bit of edge on there, and should just make it look that little bit neater. Just going to neaten up the top edges by doing the same thing there. Usually these will be covered up and you won't see these, but somebody read in the magazine once that don't model what you can't see. But I'll know it's there. Just puts a nicer finish on the edge. Okay. Also got to do the lintels on the bottom here of the windows. Okay. Sometimes doors, like this one here, are put in two different ways. This one doesn't have any spaces to fold over or anything else, so it's just a simple case of glue it onto the back of the front in a wall. Just make sure you get the right door. Same process as the windows, really. Because this is paper, you don't need any real great amount of glue. So they're just little tiny dots. Now, doors of course generally don't have a gap. So as it says in the instructions, to make sure that that is flush with the bottom there. Which it is. So it looks like one door. Now if you were kit bashing, you can make up your own door. You could use a balsa wood, or you could use a resin printed door. I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to pop a weight on it. I'll go 3-in-1 blocks and we'll come back. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we have to test fit our walls into the thing, just to make sure that they're all going to work. That one will fit in there like that. Things to make note: make sure your cables at the top match. Make sure that your windows are going to be central. Just have a look at it. Just make sure you're going to be happy with that finished product. And when you are, same process as before. You could use the bigger glue bottle. A little bit of glue goes a long way though. So line him up while we're happy. Make sure we got the right one. And just make sure that you can still actually fold it to 90 degrees. Because once that's glued, once he's glued in, you've really got backleys. You can take them off again, but you're in danger of destroying the whole thing. I'll show you the other way people do it, is to put the glue on the back of here I generally don't like doing it this way, because sometimes you put glue in places where this card's not going to be, and then they try to line this up like that. I don't want to do this. Okay, so flip him over. I think we got away with this. This is what I mean, and I've not got glue in a spot I don't want glue. So let's take that off. Will that still fold up to 90 degrees? Yes, it will. Okay. Then we come to the front wall. So this effectively makes it a double skin wall, which gives your model strength. And that's what I like about the Metcalfe cards. They are quite solid once they're made. Alright, got 3 things to line up here now. Yep. Cable's good. Windows are good. This is where you can use a couple of pegs to clamp them if you wanted to. You can clamp the one there to stop them from moving. But because it's a small model, I'm going to use those 2 weights just to hold it until it dries. Come back, do some more later. So I took my wall and I photocopied it onto some thick card. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to cut out the lintels and pop them onto the model and hopefully give it a little bit more 3D. Well, that's my plan. The good thing with photocopying it is that if you stuff it up, you just photo it and photocopy it and do it again. Right, so those are our lintels, and we just got to glue them onto the door. So it's going to go over the top there, just to give it a little bit more 3D appeal. You could change the colour, you could do all sorts of things. One of the things that I need to do is find my grey texture. Just go around the edges. Right, we need some glue. So you can see the effect that's had compared to the bottom window. Alright, I'll go do the others.